The Outdoor Show. It's the program that puts you into the peaceful and beautiful home of Mother Nature. It moves you back to that calm fishing pond up north, one step away from Lake Michigan, or into your hunting blind on a brisk fall morning. The Outdoor Show. It's a peaceful program. This is not your mother's outdoor show. This is the WHTC Outdoor Show, hosted by a guy who literally has hunting in his name. Tom Mettendorp is Dutch for Village in the Maiden, or King's Hunting Ground. Your co-host, sometimes, is Tim Becker of Powderhorn Guns and Archery. It's time for what really happens when the guys go up north on that hunting trip. It's time for the WHTC Outdoor Show, presented by My Firearms ETS. That's MI Firearms ETS on 1450 WHTC, Holland's news leader.
Good morning. Welcome to the Outdoor Show. I'm Tom Mettendorp. My co-host, Captain Tim Becker from Powderhorn Guns and Archery, is here. But again, neither of us is really here because we are pre-recorded this morning. Right here on 1450. That's Holland's outdoor news leader. I don't know why they keep skipping that part.
I don't either.
Every time I hear it, they just skip it. Anyway, we'd love to hear from you, but you're going to have to wait till we're in the studio live to call us because we won't accept phone calls outside of the studio.
Right. Right.
Because, well, Tim will be sitting in a tree stand. No?
Nope. No tree stand for me on Saturday.
No?
Nope.
Where are you going to be sitting?
Duck blind.
Oh, you're going duck hunting.
Opener.
Duck hunting.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. That's the opener to the duck season.
Yep.
You going to get any?
No.
No. Eli's going to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Eli will bring him in. He'll hit him. You'll be just throwing lead up or steel shot up in the air, right?
Oh, it's cheaper not to shoot. Just sit there and smile. Because what I do is I stand up, I go through the motions, and I said, I hit every one of those. You guys didn't. And then I claim the birds. I never even spent a penny.
You know, I heard that about you.
Yep, that's how I roll.
I heard that about you. Back when we started this whole thing?
Yep.
I heard that about you, and I said, you know what? That makes for good listening.
You know it.
They said, Tim's so full of it. Well, what are we going to do? I said, listen.
Listen. When I'm so full of it,
you determine what's...
Some's got to be true.
You determine what's true and what's not.
I don't even know anymore, Tom.
Well, you know, recently... I have to bring this up. The gray wolf has been confirmed through genetic testing to be present in the northern lower peninsula.
Okay.
Well, this will be the first that there's been a confirmation of presence of wolf in the lower peninsula since 1910. The part that gets me the most is that they did an analysis. The Odawa Indians received a confirmation from Trent University in Peterborough, Ontario, that scat submitted for DNA analysis by the tribe in 2014 was from a male gray wolf. Okay? That testing confirmed that the wolf wasn't likely to have escaped captivity, and it was closely matched genetic information from the Northeast Ontario wolves, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're talking about the tribe, the Odawa tribe, submitted this. Well, I know for a fact that they've been trying to get the acknowledgement of this since early 2001, I think it was. Back, I'm going to say the numbers, but I don't know if it's true,
okay.
or I'm sorry, I don't know if I have it accurate. It was like 1999 or 1997. The Coast Guard reported a pack of wolves crossing the straits on the ice. Since that time, the Indian tribe has been tracking them. They've been tracking the wolves. They take turns tracking the wolves because back then the Northern Michigan Wilderness Rescue was disbanded, but then they still were doing this whole thing with the wolves. And I tell you this because Len McDougall, a noted author from Petoskey, Michigan, on survival tactics and other things of that nature, told me this stuff one day. We were up by French Farm Lake, which is just southwest of Mackinac.
Okay.
Before you get over to Wilderness State Park. And we were about by French Farm Lake, and we cruised back on the trails, and we're back there checking out the lake, looking at the eagles and all that stuff. And we see this van back there. Like, what's this van parked way back here for? I mean, it's two-wheel drive and everything else. And we're looking at it, and we get out of the truck and so on. And we're walking kind of that direction over by the beaver pond, and this guy is emerging from the beaver pond. He had just taken a bath in the beaver pond.
Oh, gotcha.
And he comes up, and then he puts his shirt on, and it's got the Northern Michigan Wilderness Rescue patch on it. Mm-hmm. I said, "Hey, the Northern Michigan Rescue, do they still operate?" He says, "No, they got disbanded." I said, "Do you you're probably in it for a while?" He says, "Yeah." I said, "Do you know a guy named Len McDougal?" And he just smiles. He says, "I know him pretty good," he says. And it happens that that's Len McDougal that I'm talking to.
Oh, yeah.
And we talked a little bit about his books and stuff. And then I asked him, what are you doing? Well, he was tracking the wolves. And the wolves move about 18 miles a day.
Jeez.
So they track, and then they move and they track and they keep following them and they look at things that happen, like livestock and other things. Well, the DNR kept claiming coyotes did it. Well, there's big differences between what coyotes take down and what wolves take down. This was somewhere around 2001, I believe. And, excuse me, to know that they're tracking these animals in 2001 and people have cited them and everything else, it took until now, this is 2015, to get a 2014 scat sample tested for one single male wolf.
No kidding.
It just shocks me that it takes us so long to confirm these things with all the technology we have, satellite imagery, everything else. It's just kind of wow. And so I'm kind of excited that there's gray wolf in lower Michigan or in the lower peninsula.
I wish I could share in your excitement.
Why can't you share in my excitement?
I don't want them wolves down in the lower. We have enough destruction by coyotes and all other predators. Now we bring the wolf down, the ultimate prey machine.
That's just because you're scared to go in the woods where they've been sighted.
Oh, no. I'll go in the woods with them. You don't worry about that. I'm just saying we have enough predators running around. And everybody believes that they're, almost extinct.
Yeah.
They're just migrating and moving and becoming more.
Well, they're going to keep reproducing.
Absolutely.
We went through this whole thing where we did the number of wolves, we counted out, made the pairs, we did the average number of pups and everything else, and how quickly that grows, and it's just going to keep growing.
Yeah.
When we were talking about the hunt and stuff, but I'm shocked with our wildlife
that it took that long to.
It takes that long to confirm things. It's wow.
Do you think it takes that long to confirm things, or they just didn't want to release it?
Well, I don't really want to throw blame at anybody.
No, and I don't either. But
or accuse anybody of dishonest things.
Sure, yes, we do. To me, it's kind of like the cougar in Michigan.
What? There's no cougar in Michigan.
Yeah, nothing. There's no deer where I hunt right now either.
Can I ask you guys a serious question?
No.
Why do you think that some of these animals are not published? It's not put out there like there's wolves in the lower peninsula. There's not cougars in Michigan, even though you say that you've seen them. Why don't they tell us this?
Go ahead, Tom.
I'm thinking. 1999. Well, that was a big year for me, I guess. I had a student from up in Big Rapids. He would come down, and he was part of the apprenticeship program. And he had a farm up there. And on his farm, he did plaster castings of cougar tracks. In Big Rapids.
Yep.
And nobody would acknowledge that. He did the plaster castings right after he spotted them and saw where the tracks were.
Yep.
And nobody would acknowledge him. Like they're like calling him a liar.
Yep.
Nearly.
Yeah.
Because they just wouldn't acknowledge it. And he's like, well, you want the plaster castings? You can have them. Now, I haven't seen Mark's, for a while, but a long while. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he still has those plaster castings.
Yeah. To me, you hear so many different rumors about why they're here, not necessarily why nobody will admit that they're here. And then you get a little bit in the news about admitting some things and blah, 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 blah. But I personally think some things were planted here for certain reasons and maybe was not the best idea. That's just the way that I look. And
so you think not only the government has conspiracies, you think that PETA people have conspiracies too?
Oh, I wasn't even going at PETA, but we can go.
Well, it depends on which group you're talking about. The one
we're
gonna
need another show if we're going to talk about PETA with you two.
Yes,
I'm part of. I'm part of one of those PETAs. People eating tasty animals.
I love them. And
there is a place for all God's creatures.
Yep, right next to mashed potatoes. Yeah. No, I just think that some things have been done to take the deer herd down when it was far too many. And
like what? What was done to take the deer herd down?
I personally think that cougars were planted to help with deer numbers back.
Really?
Yeah, years ago. And you hear all these rumors and you see some things and you hear things from local people. I've heard things from local conservation officers in different areas that are upset about some of these things. See, all these cougar sightings have now been started to be seen down here. And there's been trail cam photos that I know the area, I know the person, I know where the camera is, and there's a cougar standing on top of, right in front of that camera, and they're trying to say that it's a bobcat. Now, I've never said I was the best hunter.
I'm being silent
right.
because
I'm not saying that I'm the best hunter, but I do know a difference between a bobcat and a cougar or a mountain lion. And just like fishing.
I'll tell you what, why don't we pick this up in just a moment when we come back? You know, the weather's changing, and you may not have to mow your lawn, but soon you may have to be blowing the snow off your driveway. So what you need to do is get down to Westenbrook Mower, where they service what they sell. All units are ready to use when they leave the store, and Westenbrook submits your warranty information so you don't have to. Stop into the Holland or the Genesis store, check them out on your computer at westenbrookmower.com, or call them at 616-396-5733. Lines are open. Give us a call, 395-1450. No, don't call us. We're pre-recorded. And we'll be back here shortly on The Outdoor Show. Welcome back to The Outdoor Show, brought to you by Michigan Firearms, your personal protection and concealed carry specialist, and Earth Solutions at 616-566-0390. Call Earth Solutions for extreme brush hog service, to stump grinding, to grading, and to driveway excavation with crushed concrete or asphalt. Matt will also cut and clear your shooting lanes for this season. If you haven't gotten it done yet, you better give him a call. Give my buddy Matt a call at 616-566-0390. We're back, ready to talk with you.
Did you say Betty?
I think so.
We're Betty. You're Betty.
I don't know how I got the two. We're back and we're ready.
Yep.
We're Betty. Okay.
We're Betty.
Don't call us. We're pre-recorded this morning. But we are having a really good conversation.
You know, and that's
about conspiracy theories that Tim believes in.
Well, you know what? No, not necessarily conspiracy theories, you know, because I'm gonna be hearing a lot about this over the next 2 months or 3 months or 4 months. But
you know it.
Yeah.
People are going to stop in at 127 North River and say, "What are you talking about?"
I personally feel that certain animals have been planted.
Wait a minute. If they stop in at 127 North River, they're going to have to talk to Al about what you said on the radio.
Yeah, don't do that. No, I just feel that animals have been planted, or accidentally released from private owners.
Well, the porcupines were getting out of control in the UP. So what would the Fisher Martin or Martin Fisher?
Something like
Fisher
that,
Martin?
yeah.
Those were planted.
Yep.
I mean, we do plant. I mean, turkeys. We put turkeys back here. We put elk back here.
Right.
Did we put those other things here and just not announce it?
Yeah, I don't know. See, now
is there somebody that has the scoop on this? This is like a conspiracy theory. You know, we got to find the guy that knows.
Right. Well, and we've all heard different rumors. We've heard rumors about the wild pigs. We've heard rumors about cougars and about bears. You know.
Speaking of wild pigs, I got some information for you on wild pigs, feral pigs.
Nice.
So I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. And
did we plant bears?
No. But about even bears moving down here, a lot of people don't believe that they were here last spring.
Oh,
that's a hoax. That's a hoax. I hear it all the time.
They put video on the news about it.
And people who called in saying they saw them in their yards.
Right.
They were here.
Right. They were here, and a lot of people don't believe that. For me, a lot of that is, the same. I think what I've heard, and I've heard from people that work for the DNR, with the DNR, all that kind of stuff. What I heard a long time ago when I first reported a cougar that my dad and I had saw.
Okay.
And that was when it first started coming.
Did you saw him or seen him?
I saw him. You might have seen him, but
you
I
said
saw
head saw.
him. Yeah.
Head saw.
Had seen. Okay. God, teacher. But anyways, I was told that they put them in to manage the deer numbers because, years ago the deer numbers were so high up north, and that they released 3 females. What are the females called? You got tomcats, what are the females called of lions? lion. I don't know if Mount Lion's a lioness. I don't know. But anyways, that they put 3 of them in to help with these numbers, which is a far fetch for me, but that's something that I heard. And that one of them ended up to be a male.
For kids, it's Nala, by the way.
Nala, there we go.
Nala.
But see, it's just things like that you hear, and I've heard them from, people in the DNR and whatnot, and different things. And
well, we hear these stories. My question is, and I gotta play the devil's advocate. You hear a story, and then the story starts going.
Oh,
on,
absolutely.
Right? It's kind of like the old adage where people said, well, if you have to defend yourself in your home and you shoot the robber coming through the window and he falls out the window, make sure you drag him in the house. Yeah, like we can't tell from the blood outside the window that you dragged him back in.
Right.
It's the same kind of thing. I heard officers tell people they had to do that. I heard officers tell people, after you shoot them, shoot the ceiling, so that was your warning shot. Those are all fallacies because people don't understand what the whole use of deadly force means.
Yep.
But now, I didn't mean to take it that direction, but it's the same concept.
Yeah.
You hear a story and you just run with it.
And it's the same thing
Are
as...
you running with something?
No, it's the same thing as if I shoot a real nice buck, say a state record.
Uh-huh.
I shoot this really nice buck. What's going to make better news?
Is that one of your goals?
What's that?
To shoot a record-sized buck?
No.
That's not one
I
of your
just
goals?
want to shoot nice deer. I want to eat. I want to, I want to live off the land.
I'm just curious if that was one of your goals or not.
No, every hunter wants to shoot a record book buck.
Do they?
Oh, yeah. Every one of them. Somewhere in their mind is going to say...
It's going to be tough to do for me.
Well, real tough for you. But every hunter in their mind is going to say, I want to shoot the biggest turkey, catch the biggest fish. I want to win that tournament when we're fishing. I want to shoot a great big buck. And record book does not mean the state's biggest buck. It means big enough to get into the record books. Everybody wants to shoot a big buck. But you got hunters like you and me that we hunt for meat too. We're hunting to eat.
I don't know that I've ever had the desire to shoot a big buck.
Somewhere in you,
maybe
disagree.
I don't know.
Have you ever seen a big buck in the woods?
Yeah.
Did your heart get pumping real big?
My heart pumps when a doe comes by.
There you go. You have that in you. That's my opinion. Now.
My heart pumps most always, 24 hours a day, keeps going.
Mine doesn't. Right when I'm ready to shoot, I calm it right down to nothing, get them nerves steady.
You got one of them little shocker things. Shut it off. Okay, no pumping. Shoot.
No, but I don't even know where. I can shoot the state record buck. And what's going to make better news? A local guy shoots this or a local guy poached this. Things can be can be changed in the media so quick.
Local guy poachers are going to make more news.
More news, yeah. So a lot of people can change things around.
So are you trying to poach something in order to get in the news?
No, but we were talking about how things can be changed, and everything can be changed. I just personally feel that things were planted here to take care of things that just did not go the way that they wanted, and they're not going to.
What about feral pigs? You think they let a bunch of pigs out so they could go wild?
I think I own pigs. I know what pigs do. I think pigs got loose. And when pigs get loose, they reproduce. And boy, do they reproduce.
Do they?
And in pens anywhere. Yeah, so I think we started our own by Firearms.
Well, you do realize that pigs will come in overnight. They love the same thing deer do, and they'll ruin your food plot.
Mm-hmm.
And if you need to rebuild that food plot, who are you going to call? Not Ghostbusters. The Farmers Co-op Elevator in Hudsonville. It's your food plot headquarters with over 40 different seed varieties to choose from. Providing in-house soil testing as well as fertilizers, lime, and equipment to plant, maintain, and get maximum performance out of your food plot. Visit the Farmers Co-op at 3302 Prospect Street in Hudsonville. For a complete list of products and services, check them out online at fcelevator.com. We'll be back here shortly on The Outdoor Show. Welcome back to The Outdoor Show, brought to you by Powder Horn Guns and Archery for all your arrow knocking, gun cocking, fish hooking, flag waving, stand up and sing God Bless America hunting and fishing needs. Lines aren't open. We are recorded this morning. And Tim is whistling with the music.
That has got to be the worst whistle.
I have improved, and you know it.
He has improved. I got to say, he has improved since the first time he tried it.
I
The
can't
first time
whistle.
it was like,
That's all I got. I can suck in and do that a little bit.
If you're going to interrupt the Stars and Stripes, do it right.
do
It's a
it with
disgrace.
Anyway,
I didn't do it on the 4th of July. I made sure I didn't.
well, before we get back into,
I'm just done talking. Go.
well, that's going to be boring just listening to me.
I'd say.
Before we get back into, wildlife and conspiracy theories and planted cougars and wolves and all that other stuff, I got to tell you, I love my Biggby.
Mm-hmm.
Love my Biggby. If you want to win free coffees and lattes and all sorts of other stuff for your entire workplace, meaning each week the prizes change, play Biggby Coffee's Beat O'Deal's picks. Every week, you got a chance to win. Simply select the winners of this week's NFL games, and if you outpick O'Deal, you will win a free Biggby drink of your choice. And if you're the highest scorer, in other words, you pick the most wins, you'll win coffee for your entire workplace. To play for free, simply go to Facebook and search Biggby Holland. You can play every week of the regular season. Doesn't that sound like fun? He is going to stop talking. Okay. Well, then we'll just go on. We'll see if we can spur some conversation.
You guys had
from him.
such a good show going. First 2 segments were outstanding, and then you just stopped talking.
And then Tim goes outstanding in the field.
Yes.
He spoke.
Of course I'm going to speak.
The listeners right now, they want to call in and say, Tim, talk.
Yeah.
Because they
Or
wanna-
not. Thank you, Tim.
Maybe they're going to call
Yeah.
up and say thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, I was checking out a thing on what role do hunters play in the fight against feral swine.
Mm-hmm.
This comes from Field and Stream. And they tell a little story about you go to Farmer Pete's house and you shoot a pig and you're happy. Farmer Pete's happy because they've been rooting up his field. And I could not believe as I continued to read that you've got, let's see, I'm trying to find the numbers here. You're going to add 100 to 200 pigs from a group of pigs.
Oh.
I don't remember how many was in there, but what are they called? They're called sounders. The group of pigs is called a sounder.
I don't know.
Well, either way, they do an estimated $1.5 billion in crop damage.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah.
I believe that's why, isn't there an order to shoot on sight feral
Yes,
pigs?
I believe so.
And we don't have the problem like they do in Georgia.
Oh, no. Or Texas or
Right.
Florida, the southern places.
Right. I just couldn't believe that these pigs, they did some different things. They cleared out 5,000 acres,
Oh, yeah.
left two pigs. Within 2 years, there were 70 to 100 pigs back in that area.
Oh, yeah. I believe it. So,
70
with
to
these-
100 of them.
Yeah, you hear it, but now that I started to raise these pigs, and I bought them at 11 weeks old, so they were 30 pounds.
Uh-huh.
I put them in about a 3-acre section that was food plotted. I started letting the natural grasses grow up. I put some food plot in for stuff, feeding them their grain and everything. And 24 hours later, they had a third of the whole east side of my farm rooted up like I had rototilled it. 6 piglets, 30, 40 pounds apiece in 24 hours. I could not believe it. Now,
But
imagine,
you saw it for real.
Oh, yeah. Now,
So
imagine,
this isn't one of those conspiracy
no,
theories. This is real.
No.
Okay.
Now, imagine 200 of them little critters. Or bigger, your 200-pound pigs. Holy Christmas, will they do some damage. Awful.
Do you have honey locust by you?
No, maybe.
Do you have Forbes?
I'm sure.
You
I
got
don't
mushrooms?
Yes.
You got fresh fallen leaves right now?
Oh, right now, yes.
Yeah. Did you know that honey locust, Forbes, and mushrooms and leaves, fresh fallen leaves from like maple trees and dogwood leaves are the favorite foods of deer? And did you know that those favorite foods of deer, the pigs also like?
Yeah, and acorns.
Oh, yeah.
Acorns is huge
Well,
for pigs.
acorns is more of something as their diet starts to change that they start to go after all that. So that's a little bit later. But like right now, if you're looking for pigs or deer, honey locust, forbs, mushrooms, and leaves. If you can find that, you're going to find their food source without having bait piles.
Yeah.
You're going to find that food source that they'll be going after. But, I mean, they like corn, beans, white oaks, alfalfa, all that stuff. So you see the deer out there. But now picture the deer out in a nice hayfield with alfalfa in it.
Mm-hmm.
Now picture those pigs going in there and what they do.
Yeah.
Absolute destruction
Oh, yeah.
for them to get in there.
Yeah, it looks like it's been tilled up.
Oh, yeah.
And holes.
Yeah. It's incredible, isn't it?
It's awful.
Well, let's talk a little bit more, if you don't mind. I mean, I know you like talking about your conspiracy theories and all.
I'm not a conspiracy theory guy. Not at all.
You're just loving that I'm doing that to you, aren't you?
Oh, I don't care. I don't care.
But let's talk a little bit more about deer hunting.
Okay.
How about the 7 worst offenses in hunting etiquette? Hunting etiquette and the 7 worst offenses. Things that people do. How about stealing spots?
It's awful. And it happens all the time. Doesn't matter just on deer hunting. It's all hunting in general. It's public land.
Well, yeah, it's not just deer hunting.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, somebody will put all that time into building the blind, to doing all that. And especially on public land, you show up and somebody's there and, well, that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but that's huge. Lots of people do that. There's no consideration.
A little story I picked up from, I think it's Peterson's Hunting. What happened here was that a guy is telling a story about an acquaintance asking to be taken along on a grouse hunt.
Mm-hmm.
And grouse hunting is kind of personal to me.
Yeah.
Asked to be taken along on that grouse hunt. The acquaintance insisted on driving separately, followed the guy's buddy to a secret grouse area along an obscure 4x4 trail just outside of town. As they geared up and headed into the woods, the acquaintance got a text message announcing some emergency, see my air quotes, emergency, that summoned him back to town. The next day, the guy's buddy drove out to hunt a nearby area before work and noticed that the acquaintance's vehicle was in the exact spot that he'd shown him the day before.
And that's a friend.
Yeah, that's just
awful.
It's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's just wrong.
But you know what? It happens. It's happened to me.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
How about giving away spots?
What do you mean by giving away spots?
Well, you take your buddy to a hunting spot a few times, and then eventually, he gets the hang of that area.
Yep.
And you're going to be busy for a few weeks. He knows that, or you're going to be out of town or whatever. You tell your buddy, go ahead, hit that spot while you're away. Go hunt that. And that's no problem. When you get home, you realize that your buddy who's been hunting that spot, or that you showed that spot, he's hunting it with his buddies.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't just go there. So he's giving away your spot or your spots that you've searched out, and then you took him there. He didn't spend any time trying to figure it out. He just knows it's good.
Yeah.
And then he takes his other buddies there. Well, now they know it.
Yep.
They're going to take buddies there. And now that whole place it could be ruined by the fact that everybody's out there.
Oh, yeah.
The things that go on.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
It just shocks me.
Yep.
How about bailing out on game cleaning? Ever have anybody bail out on game cleaning?
Oh, yeah.
How's that happen?
They will harvest the animal and not take care of it, or say, I don't know how to do this, or anything like that.
When you go out there and you get your limit on ducks on Saturday, is Eli going to come up with an excuse that he can't help out with the cleaning?
No. Oh gosh, no.
After you got the first 3 cleaned, then he's going to take his cut and he's going to split and say, well, I got to go. I got an emergency. And then you got to clean all the rest. But he took the ones that you cleaned together.
Years of experience. In
Eli wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
I don't mean that.
Yeah.
But
Years of hunting with somebody, you get to know it. We had it before where we used to have a Monday night after the weekends of hunting, especially the gun season. There was a big group of people around here that if you were able to harvest a deer, we'd all meet up and hang out and have fun, and we'd all cut up our deer together. So it was a Monday night harvest night.
Oh, yeah.
So we'd go and have fun. And my good buddy Tim, I bet there was 10 deer that we were all going to cut up. It was after the opener of gun.
Mm-hmm.
They're all hanging there. We're ready to go. We're ready to process it. We're all having fun. And what was so much fun about that was Buddy Ray might not have harvested one, but he was always there because he wanted to join in the fun and the stories and the laughing.
Well, yeah.
And
you got to have Buddy Ray there.
Oh, yeah, you got to. I mean, it's not a party without Ray.
That's Ray Bean.
Right. So anyways, we all go there. My buddy Tim, who's right there every time with me.
Yep.
The first piece of meat he touched, accident happened, and he put the knife right into the palm of his hand.
Oh, man.
He was done. I mean, you can't keep going after that. Boy, he wanted to, and we had to say no. So you eventually learn who will help you.
Right.
Yeah. But a lot of people...
I can't believe your buddy Tim stabbed himself so he could get out.
Oh, he was. He was like, oh, hey, Tim, look. Oh, no.
Okay.
Dan's over there shaking his head. I understand.
How about sleeping in? Have you ever...
I can't complain about that.
But have you ever set up
because
to go on a hunt?
Oh, yes. I did it Saturday.
No, well, here's the thing. This is an offense on hunting etiquette. So you set up the night before. Hey, I'm not doing anything tomorrow morning. Hey, pick me up at 5 o'clock or whatever. You get there to pick him up. You were out also. You took all night to make sure you had everything ready because, hey, he was gung-ho. We're going to go, right? So you get all your stuff together. You stay up late. You get a couple hours sleep. You drive over there, and you knock on the door, and nobody answers.
Yeah, okay. I see, and I was thinking...
Then you pound on the door.
Yeah.
And when he finally answers, you say, oh, I'm sorry. I forgot I got something I got to do this morning. I can't go.
Yeah. See, I thought you were saying you're already at deer camp, and somebody doesn't want to wake up the next morning. Okay, big deal. But when you're going, when you're going and driving and waking them up, and your whole day is resting on the other person and waking up and all that, that's terrible.
That is terrible.
Yeah.
What? How about? Here's one for you for today. You're out there duck hunting.
Okay.
Okay. You take some shots and you miss.
Yeah.
Then Eli, he shoots them. He downs them. Then all of a sudden, you've been missing all day.
Game stealer.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then
don't take that away from me.
But then you and Eli shoot at the same time. And you say, "No, I know I got that one."
Hey, I told you what I'm going to do Saturday. I'm not even going to load my gun. I'm just going to stand up.
I know. But have you hunted with a guy like that?
No.
Never hunted with a guy like that?
No, not really. There's a lot of times, especially in duck hunting, that there's 3 guys shooting and 2 birds hit the ground, and you could have both been aiming at the same bird.
I can't say I've ever hunted with somebody like that. I got really close friends that I hunt with, and most of the time it's, you can have that one. Yeah, that's yours.
But
we always do that so that you're hitting your limit first, and then we can keep shooting.
Yeah, but
we just have fun because we do all the stuff together afterwards.
Now, in your duck hunting and your goose hunting, things will turn a little different when you start shooting banded birds. That's a trophy. That's like shooting a 30-point buck. No, I shot that one.
Whoa. Now, see, I don't have a desire to get one of those bands either, but I will take the goose breast so that I can make some goose jerky because I got a really good recipe for that.
Nothing wrong with that. I'll get you some goose jerky.
Yeah, you can keep the band. I want the meat.
I don't hit them anyways. I'm a safe bet because I don't load that gun. I save money and I jump up and I make the bang bang sound. And I say I got both of those.
Are you guys using a boat today? No, that's a good thing because I know you probably didn't get your boat in to get it checked out.
No, I'm still using it.
You probably haven't had it winterized or anything like that.
He procrastinates.
You're still using it, but you probably haven't maintained it for a while. It's probably going down.
Oh, no. She's always maintained.
How many holes do you have in the bottom?
Now or next week?
Plug, not counting plugged with corks.
Oh. Well, most of the rivets leak, so there's a bunch there.
Well, if you want to get rid of those corks and get your boat in tip-top shape, go see Advantage Marine in Zeeland. They've got competitive prices and personalized service to meet all your needs. Repair, storage, winterizing, parts, and more. Call Advantage Marine in Zeeland at 616-748-9235 or stop in and see Dave at 8755 Riley Street in Zeeland. That's at the corner of 88th and Riley on the northeast side of Zeeland. We are pre-recorded this morning, but we will be back here shortly on the Outdoor Show. Welcome back to the Outdoor Show, brought to you by Michigan Firearms. MI Firearms ETS is the website. They've been educating people in the safe and responsible use of firearms since 2001. I said they, but it's me. MI Firearms ETS offers education, training, and supply, the best you can find anywhere. Classes are offered regularly. Class sizes are limited. Register early to reserve your spot, 616-218-7328, or find us on your computer at mifirearmsets.com.
Sorry.
Okay, what are you doing?
That was some cool-looking lights, wasn't it?
He's toggling the cough switch on and off, and when you do that, it toggles between red and green, and he's like a child in a candy store.
It's like, It's like Christmas.
Speaking of Christmas,
Boom.
you know, we got another concealed carry course, the personal protection in the home course. That happens October 24, and then we've got one on December 5. And then we've got the outside the home course, which is the next level of training. That's happening December 18 and 19.
Yep.
Get online, get signed up.
Great.
Give that to somebody for a Christmas present and let them go to the class before Christmas even.
Good call.
Early Christmas present. Oh, yeah.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I got to say something real quick, too, because I did not know this.
What didn't you know?
And I'm kind of ashamed to admit this. I knew that there was a baiting for deer limit. Do you know how much bait you're allowed to put on the ground, Tom? Any clue? I know you're not a baiter.
Well, that's what I'm trying to think of how to approach that subject, because I've never baited, so I don't know how much you can put on the ground. I've never thought. See,
and I do bait when I hunt, and I had no clue. The legal limit is 2 gallons. I had no clue of that.
Oh, and you know who's going to be watching for you this year?
Yeah. Well, no. I wanted to make that quick statement so people do realize that when you buy your bait, you buy it in 50-pound bags.
Okay.
Don't put it all on the ground. There is a limit of what you may put down. 50-pound bag of corn is probably about 6 gallons. I think of that when I go to feed my pigs and my sheep. I think I put a whole 50-pound bag in a 5-gallon bag or bucket. But I just want to make sure everybody stays out there. And I was unaware of that, and I was questioned on that. And
were you unaware that I had 2 more hunting etiquette violations?
I was unaware of that. Now you're all worked out. I'll go back to my lights. Sorry about that. I just wanted to make sure that was out there.
You ever hunt with somebody who never broke their boots in or didn't break their boots in?
Oh, when you're on a long hike?
Yeah.
Have you ever hunted with somebody who had broken boots? When you go to walk up and down mountains out west and the soles of their feet fall off? That was this dude.
Fall off?
Oh, yes.
Oh, so you're a violator.
Wait a minute. Let's be careful with those words. But, oh, yeah, I had just a pair of, I knew I was going to be walking a bunch. And for me, walking a bunch, let's face it, it's been a while.
Well, this is why I want to go bear hunting with you, because you the whole adage of you don't have to be able to outrun the bear, you just have to be able to outrun
the other
your
guy.
hunting
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, that bullet of mine moves pretty quick, Tom.
You guys need to go bear hunting without rifles, and then we'll see who actually wins.
You know what?
Ooh, we could do that.
Now, are you saying bows, or you want me to wrestle them down?
Now I want you to wrestle them down.
Nothing at all.
You can have a knife. I'll give you a knife, but I want to see.
Why they don't have knife? Unless I can strap.
They have claws.
Unless I can
claws and
strap,
teeth.
but then you got to strap it to your fingers. I'd do it. I'm on the air now saying that. Darn it.
Just remember.
Somebody sending me
when
on
we
a hunt.
started this show, we told the story about you, the listener, can figure out what's true and what's not.
You've got to be careful what you commit to. My wrestling coach, because he was forced into it with a bet, had to wrestle a bear in college. So
no.
Oh,
no, true story.
You know who else I think wrestled a bear?
Who?
Rodney.
Rodney wrestled a bear?
I think he did.
What's Rodney doing wrestling a bear?
It was years ago. For his back surgeries.
Well, that's definitely not happening. Well,
they used to do
know.
it. I think they used to do it at a lot of like the Deltaplexes and
I don't
stuff
know
like that in arenas.
I don't know that Rodney would need his legs to wrestle a bear.
No. Well, if I remember the story right, and I could be wrong, but I thought him and I talked about that one time, and he got wailed on.
By the bear?
Oh, yeah.
Is he declawed or?
Oh, yeah, and muzzled, I think. But one thing about him, and I've heard this from numerous different people, they used to do this all the time. You would pay $50 to wrestle the bear, and if you could pin the bear, and if you could pin the bear, you would win the pot. Well, all these big guys would go in there and just get throttled by these bears.
Yeah.
And then there would be this pretty little young lady that would walk right up to that bear, and everybody saying, "Don't do it." Pet him on the stomach. The bear would lay right on its back. And one thing was, it was the owner's daughter, so this bear knew it. The bear was trained to not like men, and then the more force you put against the bear, it put against you. So we'd run right in there and just grab a hold of him.
Oh,
you'd get wailed
gracious.
on in 2 seconds.
Well,
now I've never done it. I was always too much of a sissy.
I don't know how we got on the bear thing. We had broken boots,
Yes.
and then we got to bears.
Yes.
And then
Dan called me out.
Oh, is that what?
Us. He called us out.
He
Us.
did call us out. I'm okay with if you're with me, I'm okay wrestling the bear.
I'm not.
I'm okay.
Well, yeah, because you'll be the one wrestling, and I'll be hiding in the
I'll be
corner.
videoing.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch you go after
Yeah.
the bear, and I'm going to get my little smartphone out
Yeah.
and do a video.
Yeah.
And I'll YouTube it and all that other stuff, and we'll have
Yeah.
millions of hits.
Millions.
Millions.
Okay, what was the next etiquette?
Not putting your time or your money or your mouth where your heart is. Have you ever been with somebody, guy loves to complain about, losing his hunting spots,
I'm sitting next to him right now.
not seeing much game. Dan doesn't hunt, does he?
No, I was looking at you when I said that.
Finding good areas are too crowded with other hunters and stuff like that. The state's hunting laws are just terrible. They're being created by
Being negative.
people that don't hunt and stuff like that, and always negative about this stuff.
Yep.
But he's not a part of a conservation club. He's not a part of Ducks Unlimited, helping to provide wetlands. He's not a part of Safari Club International, the West Michigan Bow Hunters,
Yeah.
who put a lot of money into educating people about hunting and everything else. Not a part of an organization which helps to preserve the hunting in our area, our hunting heritage.
Yeah.
You ever run into people like that?
Yeah. More than not.
You want to call them out on the radio?
No.
Oh, okay.
More than not, what you get is no help.
No help.
Yeah. People want to be taken. Not willing to help.
Taken.
Hunting.
Help me.
Taken out.
They
So
want you to take them
to
out
do
hunting.
everything, and then they can just go sit there and do that. And I want to say right now, I've got a great group of people that I hunt with that are always willing to help. It's great, but everybody will see
Is
it.
that like the disclaimer that we do when we
Right,
do
right. 'Cause
hunting laws?
People
and
that
stuff?
hunt with me, I don't want them thinking I'm talking about them. I'm not. But there's a lot of that goes on. And you know what? And I'm guilty of it somewhat too. I'm not a big duck hunter. We put up 2 blinds this year. I put 1 up. I didn't know the other one was going up, but I didn't help with that second blind. I feel awful about it that I didn't help. But at the same sense, what they say to me is, well, you don't really duck hunt. Why should you have to do all the work? Well, I enjoy doing that, though.
Well, yeah, it's part of the camaraderie.
They're all out there.
and
Well,
stuff.
but they're all out there in their, $500 waders looking all pretty, and it's 90 degrees out, and I'm in my gym shorts. They can't have that, though. What are you doing?
Well, I enjoy taking people out, and everybody that I've taken out, taken on hunts and so on, they've always been, well, what can we do? What can we do?
Right. That's awesome.
But like, I take people on a rabbit hunt. You know what? Just watch what we're doing, and then we'll let you try one. After we do that, and they find out that we do it quite fast because we've done it so much.
Yeah.
And squirrels and grouse and
Yep.
the things we do. We've just learned to make it fast. It goes faster to do it, but when they want to learn, I'd rather teach them, even though it takes a little extra time. We got about 1 minute left. What do you want to talk about? I saw you were about to
it was
say
the same
something.
thing. During the hunting seasons, you take people out, or people take somebody out, and somebody misses a deer.
Mm-hmm.
The other person that's taking them, and a lot of times it's a father or a mother or a guardian that's taking a child out, and a child misses a deer, and they get mad at him about it. That upsets me too. Hey,
That's just not cool.
missing is a part of life. And even though you might have missed that animal, that's still a memory you'll never forget.
Hey, before we run out of time, I got to tell a little story.
Or
I posted it on the Outdoor Show on Facebook. 2 blondes. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm
we're
sorry
in
if
trouble.
this
Dan,
offends somebody.
dump it right now.
Hey, 2 blondes are in a river holding fishing poles with the lines in the water. Game warden walks up behind them and taps them on the shoulder and says, "Excuse me, ladies, I'd like to see your fishing licenses." They say, "We don't have any," replied the first woman. "Well, if you're going to fish, you need fishing licenses," says the game warden. "But officer," replied the second girl, "we aren't fishing. All we have are magnets on the end of our lines, and we're collecting debris from the bottom of the river." The game warden lifted up the lines, and sure enough, there were horseshoe magnets tied to the end of each line. "Well, I know there's no law against it," so he could have shrugged it off, and he says, "Take all the debris you want." And with that, the game warden left. As soon as he was out of sight, the women started laughing hysterically. What a dumb fish cop! Doesn't he know there are steelheads in the river? Talk to you next week right here on the Outdoor Show.